All right, guys, welcome back. So we're following on from the incredibly successful testing we've been doing with the Cobra F9 driver.
That was a really, really good test.
Quite incredible. New personal best for yourself in terms of distance and sort of ball speed and all that good stuff.
Yep.
So, you know, it's a good time to dive into the fairway wood and see if it matches up.
Absolutely.
In terms of the sort of, you know, equal performance, or is it more of that technology? Is it driven by the driver? You know, I'm curious about it, to be honest.
It was one of the ones you picked up at the show. I think, to be honest, you seemed more interested in this at the show than you did the driver.
Because we tested that, didn't we, at the demo day? We knew it was good.
Yeah, true.
And then
enough.
I saw that and went, oh, geez, that's a great looking little fairway wood.
I agree.
So I'm now curious as to if there is some secret sauce in here, whether it be, you know, this kind of speed back design, you know, is it the CNC milled face, what's going on? The one thing I have to say, looking at it, even though it's called baffler speed back, there's not much of a speed back going on.
No.
And obviously there's not enough real estate to do it.
But there almost appears to be, you know, little to none. A little bit where that red weight is, you can see it may be shaped. But you said it to me, I think it made a lot of sense. I mean, an aerodynamic story on a 3-wood is not so much. Is it less necessary because the head is smaller?
Well,
is that part of it?
That's exactly it. So you've got a bigger surface mass.
Right.
So your task is significantly more challenging with the driver, which is where airflow and drag and all these sorts of things. You know, it's harder to make a driver aerodynamic. So I'm curious as to whether this is going to be as much improved on previous models than what we've seen.
I think the rails are kind of what gets everyone's attention. The, I guess, turf interaction with this, how easy it is to hit off the ground.
Renowned, isn't it?
Yep, how easy it is to hit out of a fairly light rough lie as well. And then we'll be looking at, I guess, how it compares to Old Faithful here to see how it is to hit off the deck and stuff like that.
It's funny that they call it
I don't know why I'm calling it. Hit it like 8 times, but
yeah.
Hit it twice in Orlando.
New Faithful.
New Faithful.
Yeah, so we'll do that and test it. Obviously, adjustability with this guy starts at 14.5 in the 3-wood and can go 1.5 degrees down, 1.5 degrees up. Has some draw capabilities,
which is great.
Little kind of cheat note in here for the people who go, oh, you know, I really want the fade, you know, capabilities. Put a left-handed sleeve on a right-handed club and you'll get the fade capabilities.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Somebody commented that last night, and I didn't know the answer, so I was waiting to hear from you.
Yeah, sorry, I never.
That's crazy.
Never even saw that. So if you want a little industry hack, same we do it occasionally with the Callaway driver sleeve, because it only goes 1 degree down in loft but 2 degrees up in loft.
So you can flip them.
If you flip and change the dexterity and put on a lefty sleeve on a righty head, you can actually have the opposite effect. Yeah.
So we've got, mine is actually a 16.5 degree head, which I've got on A4.
You've got
it's
it turned
flat down. And 15.75.
Yep, down 3/4.
And so you've set this at 15.5. So we're within a quarter degree.
Close. We're very close.
Basically the same club, same shaft.
Yep, Graphic Design IZ.
Yeah, let's do it. Hit mine first.
Let's do it.
All right.
All right, Matty, let's get a couple of baseline numbers with yours. Lovely flight.
Good one.
Really nice. At 270 or so in the air. It's about where you're normally at. 270, 290, 271, 289. Right about there.
Happy with that.
12 launched, 3,200. Ball stayed out on the left side a little more, so we'd expect that to be down a fraction, which is just what we want. Similar.
Might be the exact same shot.
Yeah.
I like that flight though. Okay. Try to
a couple more.
Turn it back to center a bit more here.
That's nice. See a slightly different, more forward flying flight when you turn it over.
Yeah, got the face squared up there.
I mean, you don't really need more out of a fairway wood than that, in all honesty. I mean, that last one, they're flying 280 out to 3 bills.
It's basically, especially for me, you want the one that you can kind of fade a bit, 2.7 in the air if you have a par 5, or the one that you can draw a bit, I guess, when you want to hit it on a fairway. One more?
Let's hit one more. Nice hit.
That was good.
Nice. All right, 275
3-wood.
in there. Nice.
Happy with those. Trade you.
Well, Speedback's got his work cut out here. That was some good hitting.
Yeah, that was good, that one. I do like that 3-wood a lot.
All right, Matty, let's see what this has got.
Definitely looks shallower, the face.
Yeah,
it's like it'd be a little easier.
You've got TS3,
TS3,
so slightly smaller profile, slightly deeper head.
It's a little bit on the heel, not bad though.
Pretty good flight for that.
Yeah, it's pretty forgiving.
That one.
Got away with that strike.
Mm-hmm.
Brought the launch quite a bit down.
That's
a good
hit.
Yeah, that's a good one.
This is a nicer flight, to be honest.
Yeah, it's interesting.
It's not quicker than yours.
No, it's basically the same, isn't it? That was a little jumpier, but for the most part, they're around the same.
It's interesting. Spin is a little bit higher than the Titleist.
Is that a range that's still good, or is it getting a bit high?
No, it's actually pretty functional. It's just depends that what really you want it to do. This is flying fractionally lower. The launch is down a degree. The spin is up 200. The ball speed's comparable, slightly quicker with a Cobra.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, that one, you caught that one a little high in the head.
Yes. Probably dropped the spin.
Yeah, yeah.
That was probably more like how it would perform off a tee.
Yeah, there was, so you kind of were able to keep the face open enough to retain the loft, to keep the launch up, 2600 spin,
Yeah.
284. That one, yeah, that's the longer.
One thing I'm perceiving that's a
option.
little bit odd is, I don't know if it's the rail system, but it looks like the club is sitting a bit off the ground.
Does it?
Doesn't sit quite flush with the grass.
I'm
That
sure
being
that
said,
would
I haven't
be-
hit a single one thin, so
No.
I don't know. Probably doesn't really matter, I guess. That's hit pretty well.
Yeah, it's good too.
So I think it's definitely a little bit more draw bias than mine, but it feels great. Lots of ball speed. Maybe try to fade one just a little bit.
That's nice.
Yeah, it's nice.
Fade one all the time, they say. I can hear them.
That's nice.
Yeah, that's lovely.
Yeah, it's quite a different feel. It feels I think it's a little bit more of a muted kind of feel, probably more solid. The Titleist is a little more jumpy, but it's nice. Feels a lot like the driver, to be honest with you. It's very similar.
Yeah, I mean, I think on the shake-up, Matty, it's quite comparable. Quite comparable. I think until you got a couple of lower spinning ones towards the end there,
Yeah.
we were seeing not too much in it. Then you actually spun a couple lower, and then look how much the numbers match up.
For sure.
Very interesting to me though that the 14.5 performs like the 15.75.
Yeah, so this we actually ended up putting it down a little bit because
Yep.
it was spinning up a bit more. It's just a very different, I guess, face technology, because I'm hitting shots to me that feel, I guess, very centered on this getting a certain ball flight. The strikes almost feel a bit high when the spin comes down.
Interesting.
So maybe that's a factor of how shallow the face is. It's easier to get it maybe through the turf with the rails. Maybe I'm just feeling a bit of that, and the Titleist stays a little bit more level with the turf. It's hard to say.
I'll be curious to see how people find the interaction with the rails, because I thought there was two of those in there that I thought you hit heavy.
Yes,
As
definitely.
You mentioned that too, and I went, "Oh, did you hit that heavy?" And you went, "No, it didn't really
Kind of.
feel heavy."
It's true.
But and the numbers came out pretty good. So whether that's just kind of buying you a little more time through the impact area rather than kind of digging.
That's a good point. It's not really something that's on anyone's radar, is, I guess, much turf interaction with a wood. But if you can get away with like that slight drop kick, because normally a slight drop kick is a disaster.
Well,
with a
especially when you've got a little bit of the downstrike going on as well. So you've got some form of divot would come up after that, very slight, but it would be interacting with the ground. But I tell you what, I loved that last swing.
Yeah, that was the best one,
That
wasn't
little
it?
fade.
Very
It
neutral.
flies 280 just on a rope.
It's quite good. I'll be
Certainly
interested
like
to
that
try the, there's a tour version of this that sits a little bit more open, or you can open it?
Yeah, you can. It's a smaller, deeper head.
Okay,
The Baffler Tour, and
Gotcha.
it starts at 13.5 degrees
Oh, it
aloft,
starts at 13.5.
and
okay.
then it can go down all the way to 12.
So that's really more for the person that has to knock the ball down. That's
Yeah.
probably not for me, to be honest
No,
with
no,
you.
you
This
wouldn't
is
kill
probably a
off
better
that
fit.
one. That would be
Yeah.
closer. But yeah, I mean,
This is good. Yeah, it's really solid. It's different. I will say that. It feels different.
Mhm.
Feel-wise and sound, I think it's got its own kind of flavor versus other stuff.
probably harsh to judge it compared to the driver because the driver's such a monster. But like
True.
you said, 460 cc's, you can do a lot with the
weighting and
the
stuff.
amount of technology you can pack into that.
But this is pretty much as good as other 3-woods we've tested recently.
Hard to see you hitting a 3-wood moat better than the 280 there.
To me, it would come more down to your preference in look, feel, and acoustics.
Yeah.
Because if you look at the numbers, they were not really significantly different.
Nothing in it, was there? I mean,
No.
literally, when you look at them side by side on the comparison
Yeah,
chart
there's just
there,
nothing there. Nothing there.
as you said, maybe a little bit more draw bias.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe just turned a fraction more, depending on what you like to see. But
the person that tends to fade their 3-wood would just find that great.
yeah, and there's a few more draw settings in there as well, which I think would be beneficial for that player. So yeah,
Right.
I see us utilising that a lot for
It's a really good club.
The player who struggles a little bit with the fade or slice.
Very easy to hit off the deck as well. In my opinion, I don't think I hit any thin with this, which is pretty rare. I
That's
generally
true.
catch a couple. If
Yeah.
anything, to be honest, I caught a couple a little high. Very rare for me. So if somebody has trouble hitting it off the deck, I think that's a great choice. The TS2 version of this I thought was good at that too.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a solid offering, I think. Maybe not as special as the driver, as you say, but that being said, we've hit
Tough.
10 balls with it, so
I know.
it'll be remain to see how it goes in your fits and stuff like that.
Well, the 3-wood, as the year progresses, there's so much to come, so much we haven't even tested or seen yet.
Yeah, most of it we haven't seen.
Most of it. So I think for me right now, that's impressive. F9, TS, 2 and 3 are great. Probably the surprise package for me is F85 from Strixon. We're doing really well with that one in store. Lots of good ball speed and kind of nice manual launch and spin. It's excellent with a pretty generous profile looking down on it as well.
Yeah, I liked that 3-wood quite a bit.
It's good. But it'll be interesting to see as we go towards Epic Flash and M5 and 6, and especially 5 probably for you, but that type of thing. See what we like.
3-wood version of this as well coming.
Yeah, we have the
ST190.
right-handed version. We just don't have the lefty yet.
So we'll get to that.
I like the look of that one as well. Nice adjustable sleeve.
This comes in white too, if someone wants to get it in white.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be curious to see what people think about the yellow versus the white. I thought at first, I'm like, oh, the white will be more to my taste, and then to be honest, now I see the yellow.
Yeah, I would buy the yellow for sure.
I'd be in the yellow camp. The white comes with a slightly different finish in the top line as well.
This is nice, but
the matte kind of highlights the little ridges and stuff on top for the airflow.
that part of it I think looks nicer, but the yellow is definitely sharper with the red. I think they did a good job with that.
I do as well.
All
right, guys. More to come on this stuff. We'll get the F9 hybrids, the Baffler hybrids.
So much product coming in.
I know.
This is probably the most since we started we can think of all the stuff that's
Yeah.
incoming right now. Next few weeks are going to be pretty interesting.
Yeah, we're going to have no shortage of content, that's for sure.
Sounds good.
I know. All right, guys. Appreciate you watching. We'll see you again soon.